Now, at your book launch, you read from the book and you read a wonderful passage about being on the massage table and the masseuse, where Lena, how do you pronounce her name?
Lena Foch.
Lena Foch. And she's on the massage table and she reaches under the towel of the masseuse. He's only wearing a towel, and the next thing, all sorts of wonderful things are happening. And that was great to hear it actually being read. I had read that passage when we were producing the book. But it was good to actually hear it read. How do you write something like that, knowing that your family members, children, brothers, sisters, how do you write something like that knowing that people that know you are going to read it?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just, your proverbial cheeky lady. My daughter was not impressed.
No.
Jose, who was there, as you know, at the launch, she wasn't impressed at all.
She hadn't read the book?
Look, I don't know. To this day, the launch was nearly 2 months ago. Yeah. And to this day, I don't know if she has read the book. Yeah. But, on the other hand, I am very respectful of those psychological spaces.
Yeah.
Let's say that for some children, no matter how adult they are, no, it could be a little bit of a shock to find out that mum and dad do it.
Yeah. Or even think about it.
Or think about it, or even write about it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that's right.
Look, I don't know. The rest of the family, I don't know how they would feel about it. And tell you what, I think that the problem is that sometimes people tend to confuse, or readers tend to confuse writers with their characters. They tend to believe that the main character of a given novel is the actual writer.
Yeah.
And I am not Lena.
No.
There's practically I would say that there are some emotions that could be sort of shared with a character like Lena, but I am not her.
And that would have to be so that you can give that character authenticity, wouldn't it? Because if you can't understand those emotions, you couldn't instill them in the character.
That's right. But I would have come up with something, such a cardboard character, yeah, that it would be off-putting completely. Nobody would believe in such a cardboard character. No. So I've got to tap into my own emotions in order to create a character.
But the emotions and actions can be two different things, and what have you.
Exactly. And this is where some people have some sort of blurry line in between the two of them. They believe that somebody's emotions have to translate into actions, and vice versa, when actually sometimes we can really bottle up our emotions, or our actions may be cold and calculated. So rather than having to do with emotions, they've got to do with really very rational thinking.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting, because I did have another client who wrote a sex scene in her novel, and I mentioned it to her. I said, "Wow," I said, "that was pretty hot." And she said, "Yes." She said, "My partner was a bit furious because the thought was that everyone will think that that's what we do." And she said, "That's she said, this was my imagination. This was something I created." So that's good. And I suppose too, if you want to write a book where you're the star, then are you writing a book for the right reason? Like if you were writing a book where the lead character was your alter ego, then that's probably not the right reason to write the book. It's not really creative writing, is it?
No, you know what I would do in that case? Yeah. Write my autobiography that would interest no one. Probably my mother, my brothers. Let's say some members of the family would not really come out terribly photogenic.
No.
In an autobiography, because if I have to be honest, I have to talk about what happened and how I experienced it. But I didn't want to write an autobiography. No. Now, coming back to the partner thing, Brett was happy about the sex scenes. He liked them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, of course, I'm not going to say whether that's us or not.
No.
But he thought that they were really cool, and he's not in the least phased by the possibility that someone may jump to conclusions and think that that's us.
Yeah. Well, there you go, ladies. Write a few sex scenes, give them to your partner. That could be, interesting way to spice things up. Look out for Bittersweet Symphony on Amazon. It's available in print and for Kindle, and at your favourite ebook retailer for your iPad and Android tablets. Thank you, FF. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.